Hello and welcome everyone. We are heading into the final week of Swiss of our Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer doubles tournament. And we are kicking off with a banger of a match. Today we are going to be seeing Koo's Birdbath headed out against TwiceTheBaguette. My name is Liftoff. I will be doing commentary for this monumentous occasion, and joining me is my good pal Covert Muffin. Covert, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is honestly a match that I've been looking forward to all week because I think this has the potential to be one of the closest matches in the entire tournament, as we are going to be giving our runners a 1-minute warning for the start of the race. But that being said, we currently have 5 teams with a score of 2-1. So there's going to be 2 pairs of 2-1s that are going to be facing off. So whoever ends up taking the win here has the potential to qualify for brackets. And then whoever actually ends up taking a loss here is going to be out of the tournament for good. But like all 4 runners that we're going to be seeing today in these 2 teams of 2 are just like very experienced rando runners. They've been around the scene for a while, experienced in the tournament scene as we put on many tournaments over the years. So I'm really looking forward to seeing these people play tonight.
Yeah, I believe both. I believe all 4 of our runners were also part of the rando tournament that was last held in 2018. So they are definitely all veterans of the community and very skilled speedrunners at that. So I'm definitely very excited to see what kind of show they put on. Speaking of putting on a show, what do you think is going to be our first progression in this seed?
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be Bash, because Bash early starts can be some of the meanest seeds that we could ever see. But there we go. The race is underway. We have Koo's Birdbath on the left with Cleanfel in the top left with Halcyon in the bottom left. TwiceTheBaguette on the right with Lusther in the top. GreeZ in the bottom right, and with their respective trackers and timers overlapping the windows. GLHF, my friends, I am really excited for this one.
Yeah, definitely. Going to be a hype matchup. Let's see what the first pickup has in store for us. It's just a Keystone. The most common start in the randomizer. Very likely we're going to be seeing another Keystone, and then everyone's heading into Glades. But maybe we'll see some launch action as well, and our runners can split up early. We'll see what the seed has in store for them.
Yeah, how about you, Liftoff? What are you hoping to see for the first bit of progression?
I kind of want the seed to be mean. I want I want like the nastiest climb charge flame start.
Oh no.
All the way around down to, I don't know, double jump tree for vanilla double jump or something silly like that.
Oh no, did GreeZ take a death or something?
No, I think his stream is just delayed.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So on the left, we're going to get the first checks for pickups 3 and 4. We're going to see what they end up finding as they go to those pickups themselves, as we did just indeed only find 2 keystones so far. So that adds 4 additional pickups in logic, which are going to be in none other than Glades proper, which is going to be past the first 2 keystone doors. So here we go. I'm looking in the top left at Cleanfel's screen as they're killing the slime. Then they're going to pull out this block and get the next check. And it is going to be health cell. That is actually really nice. Getting an early health cell is just so comfy for the mid game. And also is, like, funny enough, in standard logic, the maximum damage boost that you can be expected to do is only up to 3 damage in total. So, like, that might be the last health cell they find for a very long time. But, oh, energy cell in the water Liftoff.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's keeping it for now. But I think if some more energy start appearing, I think all of our runners will try to remember that, so they can take that into the right side. The right side of the map is some of the densest early and mid-game areas, and they are fairly nice in terms of where the relics are this seed as well. We don't have relics in Blackroot, Sorrow, and Horu, so you definitely wanna be hitting that Grove main, that grotto as early as you can. That's just where the density in the early game is. And yeah, 4 energy is a way to get there. So even though that energy cell is not in logic, I think all of our runners are going to be thinking about that in case they're able to make use of it.
Yeah, totally. I'm also like really yes. I'm also absolutely thinking, where's clean water, right? So with the energy cell in the water, that increases the probability that clean water is going to be progression. But there it is, the most powerful skill in all of the randomizer. It is going to be none other than Bash. It is so powerful that it can bring like some of the meanest C's that you'll ever see. As Lusther in the top right will be taking this rock, the only bashable, pushable rock in the entire game. I love to see it. And Cleanfel is also matching this pace for pace. And a Grotto teleporter for right side. This could be it, Liftoff. This could be the really mean seed that we're hoping for as casters.
This could be so nasty. Like further progression could be like basically anywhere on the right side. This is like if you want like 2 pickups to completely break the seed wide open and they're not 2 skills, then I think Bash and a right side teleporter is like pretty much the worst you'll get.
All right, energy cell and wall jump tree. Meanwhile, GreeZ in the bottom right is making the play. Finds a water vein shard, but no necessary progression yet. And it is possible to go up. Yeah, nice double bash from GreeZ. And there is a micro ledge here that you can get up. Yeah, nicely done. And then you just have to bash this shot up. But these shots move so slow, Liftoff, that it takes a while to be able to get these checks. But
yeah,
especially in the ELO Memorial Keystone in the top left in Spirit Caverns.
Yeah. Oh, there's a mega energy. That's interesting. Well, not really. Since we have Grotto TP already, like the biggest energy door you want to open, it isn't really something you care about as much anymore.
Yeah, so in the top left, Cleanfel actually double bashing the shot, and we see GreeZ also going for this. They do find a keystone, but Clean able to hold on to that mega energy. So I wonder if they're just going to take the Frankie here over to check the Frankie walk pickup and then go through Death Gauntlet. I would love to see that from Clean in the top left.
Yeah, even though they already have Grotto access, this is just like the Frankie walk pickup comes into logic with Bash, but it's fairly out of the way. So if you're able to combine it with other checks, then that's always a case of good routing.
Oh man, the Frankie being a little bit shy, but oh my goodness, they had a chair. So Cleanfel doing a good job dodging that wrestling move. As we see in the top right, Lusther is going to be the first one to break ground into Moon Grotto itself, but Clean on the left. This could be massive for Team Koo's Birdbath. If there is a big pickup here, that could be big. As Lusther tracks down wall jump to the right of Water Vein in Grotto. Clean, you have to be so careful, my friend. You do not want to damage that Frankie too much. Okay, the Frankie still has enough health, so they are going to take this through, but oh no! For Clean! Oh wow, there's dash in the top right. This is looking to be a really nicey now. Wall jump, dash, and bash is a really comfy start.
Oh, I completely missed wall jump. Well, yeah, that is indeed very, very comfy.
Okay, so we're gonna see where runners go from here. How in a little bit of a tough spot. Yeah, they're in that Death Gauntlet. They don't have wall interaction, so getting through that area can be really, really tricky. So I imagine that we're going to see GreeZ just immediately go over to the right for wall jump. Oh, they actually failed the bridge manip. Okay, so they're going to have to Alt-R, grab wall jump, and then go down for dash. But yeah, we see Clean also making a play here. I would be surprised if they miss dash.
Yeah, they're definitely getting dash, which is going to be interesting because it's going to be an early skill parity, but also a very powerful skill set. So we might actually be seeing notable route divergences between the two teams.
Yeah, Hal.
And that's the first relic on.
Yeah. Yep. So Hal tracking down the first relic, which is going to be, I believe that's in Grotto still, but that might be the Grove relic.
And there's Stomp. Wow. This is turning into a serious jet seed.
Okay, so now it's a question of shards, right? They have Stomp, they have Bash, they have Wall Jump. That opens up the left side of the map, right? So shards is really going to be the name of the game, as well as areas that don't actually end up having a relic. It looks like Blackroot Burrows actually does not have a relic, so interesting play here from Lusther to actually take this into Blackroot Burrows itself.
Yeah, since Blackroot doesn't have a relic, this might also be a seed that doesn't need grenade. So this could very well be a skill go mode for them. They don't quite know if it's that yet, but it has the potential that these are all the skills they need.
Yeah, so there's a few things I'm thinking of right now. Who's going to go left first is the first one. The second one is resources, right? We really haven't found that much. Like, yeah, we found 2 health cells across the entire map so far, and an energy cell that was, like, in the dirty water, which was the fake flippers pickup right before the Glades key door, right? But like that's it. I mean, I know we're still only 8 minutes into the seed, but yeah, like with a skill set like this, you're really going to want to split up. You're really not going to want to double up on pickup checks unless you're tracking down relics themselves. So it's going to be really interesting. But yeah, no relic in Blackroot Sorrow or Horu liftoff.
That Horu is very comfy. Sorrow is, my experience is that often in seeds that don't have a Sorrow relic, you kind of end up going to Sorrow anyway because it's just such a dense area that if you're still looking for anything, that's like one of the first places to check. But yeah, especially if Glide doesn't show up, then that's of course very nice. That's like the toughest area in the game to traverse without Glide.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is like a fairly friendly skill set and also relic locations. Of course, they can still be in mean spots in those friendly biomes, but it's looking like the siege has potential to be seriously fast.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to the dungeon keys, I think, to decide who ends up walking away. Maybe something around clean water if they don't find more health as well could be potentially dangerous. But like, honestly, yeah, it's like shards. Like we need all 3 dungeon keys to finish out. So you need either 3 of the same shard to be able to form that dungeon key, or you need to track down the respective teleporter and 2 of the shards for that. But like with a skill set with wall jump, bash, and stomp, I cannot state enough how much of the map is now like open to them, especially if they end up tracking down glide or like double jump.
Oh no!
But oh, that's tough. J-Hal in the bottom left gets an unintentional level up. So the frog ends up dying, but there's the relic. Okay, so it all paid off in the end. That was actually good they got the level up, so they didn't go into swamp proper.
It wasn't even just the level up. The frog shot also phased through the floor because frogs are like supernatural beings.
Yep.
But yeah, Hal found the relic, so he's just going to continue on in this outer swamp loop. I don't think this works.
It does. It's just a really tight timing. You have to be really high with the slime as well. So not quite getting the setup that they wanted with that. It's still also doable if you want to take one of the mortar worm shots. But
yeah, that's what I've usually done.
Yeah, same.
Also find it looking a bit better on the resources. Hal and Clean are on 3 energy, both, which is really nice, especially since charge dash is going to be a thing that all of our runners are going to be leveling towards as quickly as they can, just because it offers a huge amount of mobility. And each charge dash costs an energy, so the more energy you have, the more efficiently you're able to use that very powerful form of movement, both in terms of gaining height and in terms of just like moving fast. So yeah, you have Stomp and Bash to cancel those charge dashes, but you still ideally want a little more than 1 energy to really make use of it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if they don't find any other forms of air retention, right? If they don't find double jump or glide and have to go deep into Misty, that could be really troublesome. Especially considering the amount of health that they currently have found so far in the seed. But so far as a quick update for the state of the race, we had Lusther, who actually went through Blackroot Burrows and went all the way down to Boulder Escape before altaring out. We have Clean and J-Hal, who have been going through Grotto as well as like Swamp proper, as Hal is going to be entering Grove proper itself to get some more of those checks and potentially find a relic. As they find Grenade, that's big. That's the last hardlock pickup that they need to be able to finish out.
Yeah, that's definite skill go mode at this point.
GreeZ though, lift off. Look at this. 1 health, no energy to save, right? To be able to heal up. So they're probably gonna skip over the swamp relic at this point and leave it for later. And that could be really dangerous for the state of the race.
I mean, you can't blame GreeZ in this situation for skipping over it, especially it's not in logic, but of course, knowing what we know, that just hurts.
Yeah, that's tough. So big advantage there for Koo's Birdbath, because they're not going to want to come back here later. They're not going to want to come back to Upper Swamp Loop because they're just orphaning like 1 to 2 pickups, and then the rest they're going to be clearing out. So they're lowering the density to be able to backtrack for it later. So if they make a play for Swamp proper to try and track down the relic before going back to Upper Swamp Loop, that could be really massive of an advantage for Koo's Birdbath. Okay, GreeZ going to be alt-arting from Swamp Loop, so yep, leaving the Relic behind as Lusther is going to be coming over here, maybe going to be making a play for Valley Entry. That could be interesting to see if they end up making that. But Cleanfel and J-Hal are all both going to be checking Spire Pillars at relatively the same time. So I am just really watching the left side of the screen to see when they push for the left side, and I think it's going to be soon liftoff.
Yeah, this is this looks like classic going through Grove on the way to left side. Finding the Grove relics, might even start skipping pickups here. Probably not, though. They still need a lot of shards, and these are fairly quick pickups to check.
Yeah, I like that both teams are being incredibly thorough as GreeZ picks up Stomp in the bottom right, because yeah, it's shards, right? Whoever finds shards in this case is going to decide the race, right? Because they have Stomp, they have Grenade, they have Bash and Dash, right, for the power skills. So they can really check most, if not all, the pickups on the map. It's just really the dungeon keys and resources that are gating them. Okay, we see Hal is going to be going for Death Gauntlet Roof as a play. This is nice, just in case Clean Water is going to be somewhere early in Logic, especially how starved they are on energy cells on the right side of the map, right? They still don't have logical access to any of the vaults except for Glide Vaults on the map itself, right? So 4 energy is a really big turning point in terms of Logic. And they do find a Water Vein Shard in Death Gauntlet Roof. Wow.
Hal did act. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're seeing a Water Vein Shard as well and Charge Flame. Looking like vanilla Charge Flame, actually, which Clean is going to be finding in short order. They already have Grenade, but Charge Flame is nice. Sometimes it actually makes the escape a lot comfier with the skill set.
Yeah, if those other Water Vein Shards and or Ginzo Teleporter are buried, that is a big advantage for Koo's Birdbath, I think, because Death Gauntlet Roof is a place that you rarely ever check unless you have Charge Jump on your first pass through Death Gauntlet. And because all 4 runners already went Death Gauntlet for Stomp, right? If we do find Charge Jump, then that is not going to be easy access. As Clean is going to be grabbing Charge Flame and then making a beeline for the left side of the map. So
meanwhile, Hal has found the Glades Relic in the Grenade Lock pickup, in the Grenade Lock swim to the left of the Glades TP. So that's nice to find. I like this divvying up with Hal doing the right side cleanup for shards and other miscellaneous stuff, while Clean is hardcore pushing the left side. Very efficient divvying up of responsibilities.
Yeah, interesting enough as they go through, but oh my goodness, did you see that? Cleanfel in the top left finds Charge Jump in Valley Entrance. Oh, that's big. That's going to be a nice time save as well for when they go for that other Water Vein Shard that their teammate tracked down by stomping that pig to get access to Death Gauntlet Roof. So Cleanfel, with that information as to where that shard is, it's just a quick teleport over to Grotto, followed by using that Charge Jump to be able to get access to it. And Charge Jump is big. We don't... Oh, wait, do we have Climb? We do have Climb. Wow, that is...
When did we get Climb? So many skills, I can't keep track.
It was Valley Entry as well. Oh, that's so funny.
That seriously stacked Valley Entry.
Wow, very jet seed for our runners. It really is going to come down to dungeon keys, folks. Who is going to be walking away. Yes, relics, but we have almost a full skill wheel. It's just double jump and glide that have been hiding somewhere on the map. But with Climb and Charge Jump, and if we end up having the capability of utilizing Sorrow Teleporter as a pickup, then that is also left side access. So Glide at this point could really be anywhere left off.
Yeah, pretty much. And especially since we don't have a Sorrow Relic, I don't think our runners are going to need it. That's how powerful their skill set has become. It looks like both runners on Koo's Birdbath are heading to the left side of the map.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, definitely a powerful play.
They've cleared out pretty much all of the right side relics, right, at this point. So there's no reason not to go to the left, right? They don't have a finished Water Vein. I believe they missed that Water Vein Shard at
Charge Flame Tree, actually.
Yeah, Charge Flame Tree. I'm kind of surprised that Cleanfel actually ended up leaving that, but just trying to save seconds in order to be able to be the first to make it over to the left, as Hal is also going to be joining them. So if they miss that Water Vein Shard, that could be pretty massive, as GreeZ is now picking up that said Water Vein Shard, which was on the plant by Charge Flame Tree, as GreeZ is now going to be heading to Valley Entry. So this is going to be skill parity liftoff, right? So this could be a massive advantage for TwiceTheBaguette.
Definitely, yeah. If the other Water Vein Shards are hidden in nasty spots. It looks like GreeZ doesn't have grenade though. So no grenade jumps just yet for Team TwiceTheBaguette. It's not exactly.
Yeah, sorry, Cleanfel getting bailed out, finding a water vein shard at Fax. So that is going to be a third water vein shard for Koo's Birdbat. They do have the capability to make a play for Ginso, which does have a relic. But also Cleanfel just continuing to be thorough in Valley, still looking for that relic.
That's another potential for a split up. We might be seeing Clean continue here and Hal head over into Ginso once he finishes up his water vein shard with the information from his teammate. Hal might also head into Misty. We'll see what the teams decide. But wow, look how far the teams are into the seed, and we haven't even played for 20 minutes. This is seriously jet.
Yeah, this is probably one of the jettest seeds I've seen so far. Really, I keep bringing this up, but it's really going to come down to the dungeon keys and how mean those locations can be. But nice cleanup from Koo's Birdbat. They are finding some nice stuff. They do track down the relic, as well as tracking down some additional resources, as Hal is now going to be making that play for the water vein shard. Let's see if they alt-R immediately, or if they're going for the relic and then going to alt-R for Ginso. I would love to
probably.
see that. Oh, look at that
That's
find
huge.
in the left. Forlorn teleporter liftoff.
That's huge. I was kind of questioning this play because Clean is still missing 2 water vein shards to enter Forlorn. And having to do this check twice is always a bit of a time loss. But you can also just find Forlorn teleporter, and then you don't have to do it twice, and then everything's fine.
Just find Forlorn teleporter, forehead.
Why didn't I think of that?
All right, meanwhile, in the top right, Climb is going to be coming out for Lusther, as they are now going to be heading over to Valley entrance itself, so I'm sure they will also track down Charge Jump. Yes, indeed, they did track that down. They do not have Stomp, so they are going to be taking this Frankie over in order to stomp the peg for them. Interesting choice by them to not go to Death Gauntlet before heading to the left, but I do like this. This is very fluid and probably going to be saving them a single teleport sequence.
And here you can see Clean busting out those grenade jumps, which TwiceTheBaguette is still missing the grenade part. We haven't seen any grenade locked pickups so far. And unless the Misty Relic is grenade locked, I don't think there can be any at this point. But of course you still want grenade for those grenade jumps, which saves so much time over the course of the feed.
Oh, okay, there's the Misty Relic. Wait, this is going to be interesting to see how deep into Misty Cleanfel goes. Like, they did go all the way down to the Forlorn door without a completed Gumon seal. And yeah, it looks like they are continuing into Misty, acknowledging that really Shards is going to be the decider. And they're still missing, like, a lot of Shards. They haven't found a single Sunstone Shard yet on the map. And they only have one single Gumon seal Shard. But with that finished Water Vein, Hal is going to be making the Ginso play.
They also have the teleporter though, so they only need one more Gumon Seal shard. Sunstone shard is the big one. There are 5 on the map, and neither team has found a single one. And they need at least 3 or 2 and the teleporter.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so interesting play. I would definitely put Koo's Birdbat into a slight lead here. They have gone through the left side a little bit more thoroughly and be making new progress in a new area that TwiceTheBaguette hasn't even entered, which are both Misty as well as Ginso. But I really do like this Ginso play. I really hope that Hal just continues digging in Ginso. Like, they get the tree and they go past it. I would absolutely love this, because upper Ginso has incredibly high density. And we do see a lot of keystones for our runners on the map. So may as well just like spend those keystones. But Lusther finishes out the water vein in the top right. GreeZ, meanwhile, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier at Liftoff. They don't want to go to the upper entrance because they only left one pickup behind there as they are looking for that Swamp Relic.
Yeah, this is that low health looking like it's really going to punish TwiceTheBaguette here. There's double jump. That's very comfy. Such a comfortable skill set at this point.
Yeah, that's it. And like, honestly, there's really not that many scary areas that could end up having a relic that is like gated by glide or double jump, right? There's no Horu and there's no Sorrow itself with relics. So like, really, this is an incredibly jet seed, folks. It really is going to come down to Sunstone Shards. And speaking of which, in the bottom left, we do find that first Sunstone Shard and a Gumon Seal Shard. Ginso is packed. Liftoff.
Yeah, that's Forlorn access for Ku's Birdbat, but I like this Hal. It looks to be continuing even higher up and doing the upper Ginso Kidoop. Very nice application of all skills knowledge there. Meanwhile, GreeZ actually finds that Swamp Relic that he left behind on his earlier path. That's really huge for Team TwiceTheBaguette, while Lusther is heading into Misty. Let's see if he also does like Cleanfel and continues on. I don't think Clean found much of anything in Misty, so if he decides to leave once he has the relic, that's going to be huge that's going to be a big time save for TwiceTheBaguette.
Yeah, Hal continuing to do clears in Ginso as Clean is just making a beeline for the Water Vein Shard and saying, yeah, I want to get into Ginso, I want to get those shards, get that density, and potentially get that relic. And Hal, meanwhile, has to continue in Ginso. So they are going to be heading up to the core room, and it's looking like we might get some beautiful Ginso escape action. Oh my goodness, there is a Sunstone Shard on the right side of the map. At the bottom right, GreeZ finds a Sunstone Shard at the very top of Grotto. So this revisit for GreeZ is paying off massively.
But Clean, seconds later, Clean finds exactly that Sunstone Shard as well, and is heading through outer Swamp Loop. Able to check some pickups that had to be left behind, and getting the Swamp Relic on the way. Some very nice routing by Clean, and this transitions very nicely. This transitions extremely nicely into heading into Ginso to pick up his double jump. And by the time he heads in there, his teammate will be able to tell him exactly how far he has to go to find that relic.
All right, in the bottom left, J-Hal is now going to be going through Ginso Escape. Beautiful skill set for this escape sequence itself. Not even going to be despawning the clean water. So they are going to be going up, and we're going to see how high they have to go into that escape. Meanwhile, GreeZ finishing out Water Vein by getting the Fax ability cell in the bottom right, and Sunstone Shard for Lusther in the top right, as they are going to be going for the Swamp Relic itself. Clean in the top left going to be entering Ginso behind their teammates. And now Hal is going to be heading up. Is it going to be this experience point? No, there's clean water in the Ginso escape. That is beautiful liftoff.
That's like French vanilla, basically. There's the relic, second pickup, and a solo TP.
That could be big. Like if we get all the relics, right, liftoff?
Yeah, that's really good access to a very high density areas. I would be surprised if at least one Sunstone Shard wasn't hanging out in Sora at this point.
Oh yes, Hal's going for Swamp Swim. I actually like this as GreeZ in the bottom right does track down that Forlorn Teleporter. My goodness, this race is actually pretty close in all honesty. It's really just like the Ginso separation that is separating our two teams so far. Like we have parity on shard knowledge, we have parity on skills. Besides the double jump?
Yeah, double jump. But it looks like Lusther is heading into Ginso now, where he's going to find that one Water Vein Shard that Ku's Birdbath is actually ahead, and that double jump. So it's not going to be, they're not going to be at an imparity for long.
So the last relic, if I am correct on this, is just going to be the Forlorn one, which we haven't seen so far. So it really is going to come down. There it is, a Sunstone Shard in Swamp Swim. What a play from Hal that finishes it out for them. Are you kidding me, Liftoff? What a play for a Sunstone Shard.
This is going to be like, what is a low 30? What an insanely fast scene.
Unreal. Yeah, we have access to all the areas, so it really is just a mad dash for the relics. But that Sunstone Shard, I would not be surprised if Team TwiceTheBaguette just completely skips that pickup after finishing out Ginso Escape. So we're going to have to see for Lusther, especially in the top right, because we do know the relic for Ginso is going to indeed be at the top of the escape. But yeah, Hal is just making the play for relics. They're just going straight into Misty for the Misty relic itself, and Clean for their troubles is going to be heading up into Ginso as they open the key door and going to be heading on in for that relic, as well as that. I imagine they're just going to finish this escape and get that Sunstone Shard.
Yeah, that definitely makes the most sense. Leads neatly into the final Sunstone Shard that they need, and then Clean just needs to pick up the Glades relic, but Hal found that and head to Forlorn, where it looks like Hal is heading now. Oh yeah, Hal has 2 Gumonsil Shard, but has not picked up the Forlorn Teleporter yet. So he's going to do that, and then probably warp into the interior of Forlorn immediately.
Yeah, this is absolutely looking like a win for GreeZ Birdbath, and this match is so incredibly important for the tournament itself. With both teams having a score of 2-1, they need to pull a win here if they want to stay alive in the tournament. And so GreeZ Birdbath with the lead, with that Sunstone Shard and Swamp Swim. Oh my goodness. As GreeZ in the bottom right is going to be picking up the Grove Relic, which was on that grenade gate in Spire Pillars area, as Hal is now going to be grabbing Forlorn Teleporter and trying to track down that final relic. Okay, Cleanfel in the top left going to be working through Ginso Escape. They know that the relic is just going to be near the end, so they can just push for that. As Lusther in the top right going to be tracking down Double Jump, and GreeZ is going to be heading back here to check some additional stuff at the Frankie Walk pickup. Still looking for something. And so Clean now coming through the escape is going to be coming up, bashing up off of these shots, and then they are now going to be coming up to the relic itself. It's not going to be this, but yeah, that's Clean Water, so they are absolutely going to be grabbing their namesake. As now, killing the Frankie, grabbing the relic, and I imagine finishing out the escape. Yes.
Yeah. I think TwiceTheBaguette has not found the Glades relic yet. I think that's what GreeZ is doing right now.
Yeah, so GreeZ working through Glades in the bottom right as they are going down. Meanwhile, How? In the bottom left, this is going to be massive. Where is the relic going to be? Is it going to be at the escape sequence? Like, my money's on the escape sequence at this point. Like, it's forlorn.
Yeah, I think it's stomp locked on the right, personally. But
yeah,
we'll see.
That's a good call. I like those pickups. But yeah, there's 2 more pickups that they haven't checked yet, so we're going to get those. So coming up here, and then just a keystone, so they're going to take an intentional death, making use of that save at the main area, and then checking this final pickup at the entrance. So are they going to have to go through the door? No, it's right by the door liftoff.
Now they just need to pick up their final Sunstone Shard. That was the one at the top of Grotto, I think. And then head into Horu.
All right, Cleanfel, 7 out of 8, heading immediately into Forlorn, going up to Ultra Defense. I like this a lot for that extra little bit of safety, just in case Wraith's Nerves can become a thing. But, I mean, they have so much good stuff, right? It really is just that, like, final room of, like, missing the glide. As there it is, the final Sunstone Shard for Hal, and now they are going to be making a beeline for the final escape, potentially being the first runner out of these 4 combatants to be finishing out, getting a big advantage for their teammate, as Clean is going to be close behind as they grab the relic and going to be altaring immediately to Swamp Teleporter to join their teammate.
Yeah. Wow. This has been such a rush of the seed.
Yeah. Well, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the bash start leading into like all the power skills showing up like in really early in logic locations was just really absolutely cool to see. And then the runners making a great play. And really what it came down to once again was who went left first, right? GreeZ Birdbath got on the left side of the map first and got so many more checks. And then they were able to track down the necessary shards that they were missing. And that swamp swim by Hal was just such a big race decider, I think, as well.
Yeah, such a huge play. I think also the fact that Hal found Glades Relic really quickly, and GreeZ is like digging among like Glades or Grenadier is like another thing. But yeah, just a lot of small decisions that end up compounding in favor of GreeZ Birdbath, and they're going to be walking away with, I think, the fastest tournament time yet here. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's going to be like a 33.
This is the jettest of jet seeds. So here we go. Jay Halcyon in the bottom left is now going to be starting the final escape, closing out their Swiss rounds in order to be able to finish with a score of 3-1, potentially qualifying for brackets. There they go. They're going to be charge dashing over the first room, able to break that floor with a stomp, then bashing up 2, 3, then dashing over. Now it's going to be the elemental room, but they have a ton of health. They have clean water. This is an incredibly comfy set. Nicely done, breaking the wall with the charge dash and bashing off the shot. Now coming through this firefall, they are now going to be coming into the toxic water, but it's toxic no more because they indeed did find clean water. But without why, this is the important part. Are they going to spawn Kuro? Are they going to get up? No, they are going to be setting up for the grenade jump in order to be able to skip over that trigger. Nicely done by them. Now all that's standing between them is a final grenade jump before they are going to be holding right to be able to finish the first runner of this seed. And there it is, first try.
GG.
Wow.
And Cleanfel is like seconds behind. This is like they're basically crossing the finish line hand in hand.
Yeah, Queen also going for the grenade jump is able to be able to close that just in case all 4 runners were in the final escape at the same time. But that's it. That is victory for Kuz Birdbath, knocking TwiceTheBaguette out of the tournament. But it's not over for them yet because there could be a 4-way tie for the last 3 of the 4 slots in brackets. But that was a massive win for Kuz Birdbath liftoff.
Yeah, and they definitely showed everyone watching this that they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. Like, this was a jet seed, make no mistake, but they also played it extremely well.
Yeah, I think like this is faster than any of my practice seeds with Didu as well. I think the fastest seed me and Didu had was like an average of a 35-minute one. And so like that's big.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, like an average of 33:12? Are you kidding me, Liftoff? That is so incredibly fast, especially for shards, right? Like, shards is the thing that really increases the length of a seed a lot.
Maybe it doesn't, as we see here. This would be like a competitive force trees time. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. That's really funny to think about. It's Lusther in the top right is going to be finding Forlorn Teleporter and immediately teleporting to Forlorn. Nicely done from them. And also to note, Lusther did Alt-R after like doing Ginso Escape. After they got the relic in Ginso Escape, they're like, nope, I'm not finishing out the escape. I am just literally gonna go to my next objective. Right, so they didn't end up doing the long and arduous swamp swim in order to track down the same Sunstone shard that J-Hal was able to track down. So definitely big play for Kuz Birdbath to just make. I really hope we get to interview the runners because I just want to ask Hal about that decision to go for swamp swim. That was so interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, GreeZ in the bottom right is going to be working through Ginso. Here, they are going to be in the lower portions, continuing to check stuff, continuing to go over the pickups that their teammate had already checked. And Lusther is going to be in Forlorn looking for that relic, and they are getting very close. They just have 3 more pickups until they will be walking away with it. 2 that are not going to be the relic, and then the 3rd by the door, which is indeed going to be that Forlorn relic itself. So the question for TwiceTheBaguette is like, where do we dig, Liftoff? Where do we try and dig to track down that last Sunstone shard?
Yeah, that's really all they need at this point. Make no mistake, they're going to be finishing with a very, very fast time as well. But yeah, Kuz Birdbath was just a bit faster. That's the relic for Lusther. Lusther is still missing the Glades relic, which GreeZ has found, and the Grotto relic, yeah. So that's all the relics. Knowledge of all the relics for their team as well.
I just really love Liftoff that, like, Forlorn Teleporter is right outside of Gumon sealed door, right? And then, where's the Forlorn Relic? It's on the other side of the door. So I just imagine them, like, each with a hand on the door, respectively, being like, we're so close but so far away.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our Team Kuz Birdbath is here for an interview.
Oh, great!
Let's pull them in.
Hello, Kuz Birdbath, GT. What was that seed, dude? Like,
oh my God. I have no idea.
Yeah, tell us. We want to know, what was that seed?
Okay, so I'm dying to ask this. I have to ask this one play because I think it was one of the biggest plays of this entire match, Hal. What was your decision to finish out Ginso Escape and go into Swamp Swim? Was it just like you were like, oh, we
needed shards. We needed shards. I was right at the top anyway. And so it was like, yeah, whatever. I'll take the one more pickup. And then it was Sorrow TP and like, okay, cool. That's cool. So that's probably our logical access to left side, right? And then it was like, oh, I'm here. I've got clean water. Let's go swimming. We need shards.
Basically, as we were climbing up, we said in our heads, okay, areas that have not been checked at all. Blackroot, Swamp Proper, Sorrow. And he said, Hal said to me, he didn't have any keystones to go to like the Stomp Tree. And I said, okay, you do the swim and, dip out, go to like Sorrow, and I'll go for the actual tree. But there was just a shard right there, so didn't have to worry.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was.
I'm so blown away by this seed. I don't even know what to ask.
I mean, so next question, right? So really funny play, probably one of the funniest plays I've ever seen in terms of World Tour was, I think it was you, Hal. You were doing swamp entry, and the frog shot phased through. You get the level up, killing the frog, and then because of that level up, you're able to check the U water, and that ended up being the relic, right? So what was going through your mind in that moment?
Well, I got the relic. I guess I'll dip.
Meanwhile, Lusther has found a third Sunstone shard in Sorrow, as we suspected. There was one hiding there. I think Lusther even dipped before the Sorrow TP, so he's actually doing Sorrow Bash and took a death after picking it up. So he's going to have to redo Sorrow Bash, but it's no problem for a runner of his caliber. Easy first try both times. And this pickup here to the left was just the Sunstone shard, so he's going to pick that up and then head into Horo as well for his final escape.
Honestly, I really like that decision to go into Sorrow, right? The density in Sorrow, especially coming up from Valley Teleporter, is so incredibly dense, right? The lower left portions of Sorrow just has so many pickups all next to each other, and all you need are like a bunch of skills like our runners have, or you need like 4 keystones and the ability to break a single floor, right? To get access to be able to that juicy area. So even without Glide, I think Sorrow is a really great play from Lusther. Meanwhile, GreeZ in the bottom right is going to be continuing through Ginso, but let's get back to Ku's Birdbath. Talk me through that. Like, how does your communication change between like more of the mild-mannered seeds that we've seen so far in the tournament versus an incredibly jet seed like this? Were things like feeling frantic, or were you cool, calm, and collected and just focusing on tracking down those shards?
There is a like very brief moment, right? And I think it was when I was going to Valley entry. I'm like, I have like mental whiplash. I just got like the entire like grenade jumps, all the rest of the power shields. I'm like, all right, Hal, I think you need to come over here. And so we go like hunting. I was just like, in the moment, I'm like, okay, let's take a second. Yeah, this is skill go mode. All right, we're just gonna go insane. Oh my goodness.
It was we were what, less than 10 minutes into the seed when you found Walljump's dash in falling down from Grotto TP, and I found Stomp in Death Gauntlet, and I said on comms, unironically, is this go mode?
It could have been.
Could have been, but then you entered the most stacked Valley entry known to man.
The climb and charge jump, that was so beautiful, right next to each other.
Yeah, the moment, for me was when we found Grenade. I'm like, okay, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to head through Spider Stack. I'm going to head straight to left side, because that's been the play throughout the tournament so far, is that left side. And even though our left side wasn't stacked, we didn't have Sorrow, which was usually a big one. But I was like, hey, Valley Misty Forerunner is still big enough. I'm gonna go for him.
All right, indeed. So in the top right, we see Lusther now coming into the final escape. They're trying to get set up, maybe going for a left bash off of the falling rock. Yeah, there it is. They bash to the left. Oh no, they fall back down. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. So Lusther is now set up. Oh, I hope that's not climb storage. Yeah, they're fine. They did soft rock.
GG makes it through. Meanwhile, GreeZ is just heading into Misty to pick up, to track down the final relics that he's still missing, but he knows where all of them are. Lusther has all of them collected, so he's going to be finishing up shortly.
Yeah, honestly, like a low 41 is still an incredibly good time for a seed, especially one like this, where they had to just dig by shards and get gated by that. But yeah, so a question for Cleanfel and Hal. You are now 3-1, but this does not automatically qualify you for brackets. Are you secretly hoping for the 4-way tie so that we get to have a 2v2v2v2? Or are you just hoping to just qualify for brackets immediately?
Is it even a secret?
Like, I want the 4-way race. Even if I have to participate in that.
Would make us do another tournament match. I'm always for more matches.
Yes.
That's always so much fun.
The reason I want to make brackets because I want to play more Ori Rando with doubles. So
yeah, very, very understandable.
Great. Well, congratulations on the win, taking the win here, knocking TwiceTheBaguette out. GG, Ku's Birdbath. I'm really excited to see what you folks bring in the next match, whether that be brackets or the 4-way race.
Yeah, because, we said to ourselves, hey, we had 2 practices last night, maybe around mid-40s. We pull that out here today. I like what we put out. And apparently they said, okay, have 10 minutes shorter. So it's like, oh, man.
I remember the first match that I refed for you guys, where Hal complained to me afterwards about what kind of garbage sea that was. This was maybe my attempt at making up for that. So I hope
Well,
you're
you
happy,
definitely
Hal.
did.
Yeah, that was a great performance. Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate setting this up for us.
Oh, heck yeah. I am always down to do comms. This was fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile, GreeZ in the bottom right is now going to be heading into Sara. They are going to be grabbing that final Sunstone shard that they need to be able to get access to the final escape itself. And they also they're missing a relic. I think that's the Forlorn relic.
Yeah, that's Forlorn.
Yeah, it's Forlorn. Okay, so they know it's at the door. So this is going to be an incredibly quick wrap, but nicely done from GreeZ, nailing Sorrow Bash, which honestly, we don't talk about like all these ridiculous tricks that the runners are doing because there's just so much info density with speedrunning the randomizer itself. But GreeZ putting on an incredible display of skill as they were working through the seed. Just very impressive stuff. So even though they're walking away with a loss here today, Liftoff, this was an awesome match. I'm so glad we casted this.
Yeah, definitely. And all 4 players showcased that they are very skilled at running this at times very difficult game while making it look as though it weren't actually all that hard. And that's the final relic for GreeZ, and then he's just going to head into Grotto Teleporter, I guess. I don't think anybody picked up Swamp TP in this race. Maybe Lusther did.
Yeah. I think Clean had it, but I can't remember if they found it as a pickup or if they ended up grabbing it when they were in the area. But yeah, here we go. GreeZ is now going to be coming through the upper portions of Grotto, saying goodbye to the Iceless area, as they are now going to be heading into the fieriest of fiery areas, and honestly going to just be skipping all of it. So like really interesting stuff too is that like, I mean, even though Horu didn't have a relic, you still need the Sunstone to be able to finish out a seed, right? Or you need the Horu Teleporter and 2 Sunstone shards. And so like in a seed like this, like with World Tour 8, where not every biome has a relic, it's just really fascinating where you can get these situations where you still need all 3 dungeon keys, irregardless of whether or not there may or may not be a relic in one of them.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can get like the seeds where like all dungeons don't have a relic and you like don't care for shards at all. It's like always a different experience.
Yeah, my favorite is like when you get those seeds where none of the dungeons have relics, and then it's like it just plants you with five Gumon Seal shards with Forlorn Teleporter, and then you have to go to Forlorn for the Ginso, and then it's all Water Vein shards in Forlorn and the Ginso Teleporter. Then you have to go to Ginso for the Sunstone to get access to Woru.
Yeah, something like that. Or when you don't have to go to any of the dungeons, but all the power skills are in there anyway.
Yeah.
Good times. While GreeZ is starting his final escape, not going to have much trouble. Glide, the only skill that he's missing. So yeah, maybe the final room might be a bit tricky, but I don't think so.
Yeah, knowing the runner of GreeZ's caliber, I'm sure they're going to be super comfy, as now they are going to be charge dashing through and stomping that floor. Then charge dashing up and up and up with those bashes. Nicely done. Now it's going to be the elemental room. This one can be a little bit tricky, but they're going to opt for a charge jump. Nicely done, getting not too close to the elemental, so the shot still comes out, then bashing up and now coming through the firefall section, as they are going to be air dashing over and going into the water. Then coming up with the fish, they are going to be opting for the grenade jump with the Kuro skip. Yep, they're setting up for the grenade jump setup. I really like this play a lot, especially with the 4.0 accessibility feature with the one press grenade jump bind being able to be used for that frame perfect timing. And there it is, going to be bashing to the left to make sure they don't potentially soft lock, and then trying to get rid of climb storage as they go up for the final grenade jump, and they get it first try. Let's go.
GG.
All right, but that being said, we're going to ask Lusther and GreeZ if they would like to join us for an interview, but of course it's always optional for our runners. Always, always, always.
Yeah. Wow, what a seed. So many power skills early, and such nice relic locations as well. And like everything was along the way. GreeZ doing some Naru hops. I respect it.
Yeah, I mean that left side access liftoff, that was big, right? Like when Koo's bird back, like even though they simultaneously went to the left side at the same time, like still they were like, we have all the right side relics, so let's just go left, right? I think that was just such a brilliant play by them. That was like that gave them a massive lead in the mid game itself, and then we saw how the seed ended up going through for the rest of it. But there we go. We are joined by TwiceTheBaguette. GG's, my friends.
GG.
Please.
Thanks.
So that was a pretty slow seed, huh?
Yeah, really slow.
Yeah, really slow. Yeah.
I almost fell asleep.
Not gonna
Yeah,
lie, I fall asleep 5 minutes. Sorry.
So talk me through the here, right? So when you get like a skilled jet seed like this, how does your communication differ from like maybe some of the other seeds that you've done so far in this tournament?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't differ that much. I guess we're more focusing on relics when we are close to somewhat of a skill set that is enough to finish the seed.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah.
So how about for you, GreeZ? How is like communicating throughout the seed, especially when you get like so many power skills and like stomp and grenade and stuff really early in logic?
Yeah, like getting, I think we got charge jump and climb, like close to each other in Valiant Tree.
Yeah, that was at the same
Yeah.
place.
And then from that point, I just probably got lost in my mind. Like, everything was open, or the start was pretty starved in, not in skills, but in resources. So it cost me a lot of deaths and a lot of time because, like, I wasn't able to put a save, like not being able to skip the puzzle in Swamp. So even if we had like a lot of power skills, it felt like pretty difficult to root that seed actually, to my point of view, for that reason.
Yeah, totally. And like double
Yeah.
jump being buried, right? Like pretty late in logic.
Yeah.
That was tough for air retention, for sure.
Yeah.
I have a question actually to you, Lusther, specifically. I would like to know what was your thinking behind the idea of going into Blackroot Burrows when it wasn't required?
Finding dash. Finding dash. And yeah, at that point, that was unlocking few pickups, I think. So, and Blackroot was a lot of them. But in the end, it was Sea Flame, above Sea Flame. So yeah, too bad. But
happens sometimes. I understand.
yeah.
I understand the play.
But I think it's this pickup that is unlocked by dash, right? It must be our dash, and you got Sea Flame.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Liftoff, do you have any other questions? I'm just gonna
I
ask one more.
don't think so. Go ahead.
All right. So I guess a final question for Lusther and GreeZ. Taking the loss here means that you are out of the rest of the tournament. So just kind of reflecting back on the tournament, is there anything that you would like to say, like closing out, like how you felt about your matchups and your play through and through? And then if not, no worries.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I guess we've joined the tournament in a very, very fun mindset. Like for us, it was just reviving the team spirit that was like there in the previous tournament, in the previous double tournaments. So, I mean, at the beginning, I was not actually expecting to play for the top 4. So we went out of expectation, which is good. And yeah, I felt we probably stumbled upon like the hardest team of all the teams that were conquering for the top 4, like beside the 2 first teams.
And yeah, like I'm really like I'm very happy that what we did today. Like we wouldn't have won playing better. Like we were. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. Basically, I think that we won the matches that we could have won, and then the matches we lost, even if we were at our best, like our best would have not been enough anyway. So I
Yeah.
mean, like getting a sub 40, I don't think we ever got one
Yeah,
for like 2 months.
that's what I
So
was
it's
saying
just like
with GreeZ. Like this is from probably like 30, 40 seed we've done. Maybe maybe
yes,
30, 30. Like, this
yeah.
is probably my first or second best time. So, so
Nice.
I mean, this is there's no problem with losing that. Like
Yeah,
when we've seen like they done, we are like, okay, they won, no problem.
yeah,
They deserve it.
yeah, definitely GG to them because 23 is so out of reach for us. So yeah,
Sure. Well, very impressive stuff. It was really fun to watch you both play. GG.
Yeah, GG.
thanks.
All right. That being said, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to be closing out, but we have so many matches this weekend. So if you enjoyed watching the one, we are action packed both on Saturday and Sunday. The next matchup is actually going to be happening bright or dark and early, depending on where you are in the world, tomorrow, which is going to be at 4 a.m. Eastern, which I believe is 8 p.m. UTC, but time zones are a thing and daylight savings is a thing.
8 a.m. 8 a.m.
Yeah, so 8 a.m. UTC, and that's going to be showcasing off Blind Wisps versus Sincere Strawberry for their Swiss fourth round. But that being said, tonight I am Covert Muffin, and I was joined by Liftoff on the mic. And major thanks to Lion Almanar as well for showing up for Restream, as well as Turtle Guy for helping out with the truck. But that being said, folks, we will see you tomorrow and throughout the entire weekend, as we are going to be casting a lot of Ori Rando doubles. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and take care.
See you soon.